49ers, Chiefs. Two teams that will be playing in Super Bowl 58. What an exciting matchup it will be for the NFL. This is Sports Guy talking that you guys are watching and listening to. I am Dustin Tran, your host, as I am here today to talk about Super Bowl 58, as it is the 49ers going up against the Chiefs. The 49ers run to the Super Bowl has been impressive, as they have a loaded roster compared to the Chiefs. However, the Chiefs are in the middle of a dynasty, as they have one of the greatest quarterbacks ever in Patrick Mahomes, as he is already an all-time great quarterback. Before I say anything else though, I want to present you guys with a topic question. So here it is. Who will win Super Bowl 58, 49ers or Chiefs? And man, oh man, I've been thinking about this for 2 weeks. I've been thinking about the Super Bowl matchup since the championship games finished, and it is always going to be one of the hardest predictions to make when the season is over. Why? Because these are two excellent football teams going up against each other in Super Bowl 58. That's just how Super Bowl Sunday is. Anytime you have to talk about Super Bowl Sunday, you always have to think out your predictions a lot, because these are two really good football teams that are playing on the big stage. Otherwise, how are they already in the big stage? You have to be a great football team if you're in the big stage, and obviously both the 49ers and the Chiefs have done that. And you look at how both of them have something great about them. You look at how the Kansas City Chiefs, they have the best quarterback in the National Football League in Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has had a phenomenal year for the Kansas City Chiefs. You look at how he has elevated the receiving core big time. Anytime you can take your team to a Super Bowl with Rashid Rice as your number one receiver, that means you're doing something right at the quarterback position. You look at how Patrick Mahomes has become a game manager in the playoffs. You look at how he has managed good decision-making skills and how he is not trying to force the issue with a bad receiving core. You look at how he's understanding that, hey, let's get the Chiefs to 20 points or something like that, and then we can give the ball to Isaiah Pacheco on offense and rely on good defense. You look at how the 49ers, on the other hand, they got superstars all over the place. You look at how they've got the best offensive player in football in Christian McCaffrey. Obviously, that guy is a dog. He is a future Hall of Famer. If he's not a Hall of Famer in people's minds, well, that mindset needs to change, because Christian McCaffrey is already a Hall of Famer in my mind. And then you look at how they've got George Kittle in the elite tight end. You look at how they've got two really good receivers on the outside in Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. And then, of course, you got to talk about their quarterback, Brock Purdy, first-year quarterback for the 49ers. Yes, I know he started some games for them last year, but this is the first full season where Brock Purdy has actually started games for the 49ers, and he has responded with a tremendous season for the 49ers. I know some people like to diss on Brock Purdy and say that he is an overrated quarterback and that he is a system guy. And although those things may certainly be true, it still doesn't take away what Brock Purdy accomplished for the 49ers this year. You look at how he managed to make a 17-point comeback against the Lions in the second half. You look at how Brock Purdy has been clutch when it matters most in the playoffs for the entire season. I've been speculating whether or not Brock Purdy is the new Tom Brady, and I think that he definitely does share some qualities that are similar to Tom Brady. I'm not saying that he is going to be the GOAT or anything like that, or that he's even necessarily going to win the Super Bowl, but what I am saying about Brock Purdy is that he has the clutch gene and that he understands how to manage the game. Some people call Brock Purdy a game manager, but there is nothing wrong with being called a game manager. Sometimes you have to manage good decisions on the football field in order to help your football team win. Obviously, if you're a quarterback, you don't always have to throw for 300 yards or 4 touchdowns every single game. That's just not the reality of how you play the quarterback position in the National Football League. Sometimes you're going to have to accept playing a stat line of, okay, we're only going to throw for 200 yards today. We're going to throw for a touchdown, but the most important thing we're going to do today is not turn over the football, and we're going to put our defense in position to make plays happen on the football field. And how do you do that? By being able to play time possession games and taking the checkdowns that are there and taking your deep shots when they're available, but you don't try to take anything stupid by forcing bad decisions into traffic. Obviously, game managing is part of a quarterback skill that is needed in the National Football League. If you can't manage a game, then you might sometimes end up beating yourselves. And obviously, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers, they've done a tremendous job of not beating themselves with mistakes. That's what it's all about. And you look at how the 49ers, they've got a great offensive line as well. You think about how they've got Trent Williams in there. He's one of the best left tackles in all of football. Heck, he might even be the best left tackle in all of football. And then, of course, on defense, the 49ers got dogs on that side of the field. I know the 49ers have not been great on defense this year, but they've have defensive talent on the football field. They've got Nick Bosa, they've got Chase Young, they've got Eric Armstead, they've got Fred Warner, Dre Greenlaw, they've got dogs on the defensive side of the ball. And obviously, you've got Coach Wilks coaching up the defense. He's the defensive coordinator for the 49ers. I like what Steve Wilks has done for them as well. But when you look at this matchup between the 49ers and the Chiefs, I cannot pick the 49ers to win this game. I gotta go with Patrick Mahomes. Why? Because anytime Patrick Mahomes is the underdog, what is the rule for Patrick Mahomes? Don't ever bet against Patrick Mahomes when he is the underdog. Yes, I know I violated that rule in the AFC Championship game, but I'm not going to violate it again. I'm going to pick Patrick Mahomes to win the Super Bowl as an underdog. And the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs are underdogs for the third straight game is just wild to me, because they've got one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in Patrick Mahomes, and they've also got an offensive mastermind in Andy Reid. And you look at how the Kansas City Chiefs defense has been tremendous this year, particularly in the second half of games. You look at how Steve Spagnuolo has done a great job putting those guys in position for success, and you look at how even though the Kansas City Chiefs might not have stars on the defensive side of the field, they've got guys that do their job effectively, and they got playmakers on the defensive side of the ball. They've got Chris Jones, who's one of the better defensive tackles in all of football, and of course you can't sleep on the corner L'Jarius Sneed, because that guy is a playmaker with the football whenever teams throw the football his way. He has the ability to force interceptions, or at least force incompletions, and anytime you got a shutdown corner like that, that provides value to the defense. And I think this game in the Super Bowl is going to be more of a defensive struggle. I think that the Kansas City Chiefs are going to get a lead somewhat early, but I also think the 49ers are going to put up a fight in this one. I wouldn't be surprised if the game is tied at halftime or something like that, or even if the 49ers have a lead in Super Bowl 58. But we all know that having a lead against Patrick Mahomes means absolutely nothing, because Patrick Mahomes comes back from halftime leads like it's nothing. It's no big deal for Patrick Mahomes if he's trailing at halftime. He can be trailing by 10. No big deal for Patrick Mahomes, because he's just going to go out there on the football field and execute football plays whenever it matters most. You can hold the ball as long as you like against Patrick Mahomes if you're the 49ers, but we all know Patrick Mahomes takes advantage of opportunities when he has the football in his hands. He has the ability to elevate his team at any given time. You look at how Patrick Mahomes is basically the Michael Jordan of this current generation. You look at how Patrick Mahomes can just manage the game and how he can make amazing throws at any given time. I think Travis Kelce is going to have a huge game for the Kansas City Chiefs. I expect Travis Kelce to torch the 49ers, because that is the only good target the Kansas City Chiefs have. What do you do when you get to the big game? You target your best players to football. I know that a tight end has never won Super Bowl MVP before, and although I think that could happen, I'm not going to go ahead and pick that, because I'm not that confident Travis Kelce is going to have a historic Super Bowl performance. I do think he will have a great performance, though. I wouldn't be surprised if he had like 10 catches, 120 yards, and a touchdown in the game, but that would be awfully bold of me to say that. I think the Super Bowl MVP, though, is going to be Patrick Mahomes, which means I got the Kansas City Chiefs winning Super Bowl 58. I believe Patrick Mahomes is going to play a good football game. I think he is going to manage the game, but he is going to make the key decisions that's going to be the difference in this ball game. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to make plays when it matters most. I think Travis Kelce is going to have a big game in the Super Bowl. I think Isaiah Pacheco is going to also run the football pretty effectively as well. And as for the 49ers, even though I do have Christian McCaffrey scoring a touchdown in Super Bowl 58, I don't think the 49ers offense is going to have a great day against this Chiefs defense, because we all know that the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs is incredibly underrated, particularly in second halves. If somebody told me the 49ers don't score a point in the entire second half, I could definitely believe that for sure. I think the game is going to be somewhat close. I think even though the score is going to indicate that it's a two-score game in the Super Bowl, I think it's going to be a lot closer than what people are saying it's going to be. I got the 49ers scoring 13 points, while I got the Chiefs scoring 23 points, but I think it's going to be something like a 7-point game throughout, or a one-score game throughout, should I rather say. But I think ultimately the Chiefs are going to win by 10, because they're going to kick a field goal late in the game where they're going to go up by 10, and that's going to seal the win. As far as Brock Purdy's performance in the Super Bowl, I don't think he's going to have a great game in the Super Bowl against this Chiefs defense, because the Chiefs defense is incredibly underrated, and whenever you pressure Brock Purdy, that's when he starts making mistakes. And when he makes mistakes, especially at this stage and juncture of the season, that's going to be a problem for the 49ers. Obviously, the 49ers were a little lucky they got past the Packers and Lions. That was because those other teams made mistakes. I don't expect Kansas City to beat themselves come Super Bowl time. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to play a turnover-free game, and that he's going to take care of business when it matters most, and that Travis Kelce is going to have a huge game for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think obviously Harrison Butker is going to make some key field goals for the Kansas City Chiefs, and that Brock Purdy is going to get outplayed by Patrick Mahomes, not because Patrick Mahomes has a great game, but because Brock Purdy starts making mistakes for the 49ers. Obviously, when you play against Patrick Mahomes, it's going to be really hard to beat him, because if you make mistakes, Patrick Mahomes is going to make you pay. I got the Kansas City Chiefs winning Super Bowl 58. I think they're going to win by 10. I think the score is going to be 23-13, something along those lines. I think the game's going to be close throughout, but with a late field goal, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to come out victorious by 10 points. So that's why the Chiefs will end up winning Super Bowl 58, as they will beat the 49ers by the score of 23-13. Remember, go ahead and subscribe to Sports Guy. Guy Talking. Like the video and please comment down below. If you guys do that, I may shout you guys out in my Instagram story every Monday. That will be for the @Dustin Tran Instagram account. Make sure to follow me on Instagram @Dustin Tran and that Sports Guy Talking. Also, go follow me on Twitter @Dustin Tran. Again, go ahead and do those things that I just told you guys to go do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the content that was just produced. Peace out. I hope you enjoyed that video. Want more Sports Guy Talking, the home of great sports content? Make sure you click that subscribe button to get the latest from Sports Guy Talking. Go ahead and like the video, comment down below. Check the description box on the video in order to follow my Instagram and Twitter. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from the YouTube channel, Sports Guy Talking.